Gentlemen, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. All right, guys, let's jump on to the next one. Says, I could have had anyone. Now I have no one. Now, the reason why this is about Paulina Porizkova, a model, a very beautiful and desired woman for literally forever. She got paid millions of dollars for being beautiful. These are the women that tell you you're worthless. These are the women that nowadays go on Instagram, have all the followers. Everybody thinks they're beautiful, stunning. They have all the choices in the world. And it becomes the paradox of choice. They have so many choices, they can't settle on one. And I did a video on the paradox of choice. And it kind of boiled down to when people went to an event and they were given a free t-shirt, they were happy. When they were given the choice of 2 t-shirts, they were happy that they got to choose a t-shirt. But when they got a choice of 8 t-shirts and they picked one, more often than not, they weren't happy because they felt like they picked the wrong one, that they should have picked something else. Ironically, even though the choice was up to them to begin with. But the people that only got to choose one, like, do you want a t-shirt? Yes. That's a binary choice. You get a t-shirt, you don't get a t-shirt. They chose to take a t-shirt, they were happy. When they got 2 choices, black t-shirt, white t-shirt, or no t-shirt, they'd choose the color they liked, that they were happy. But when it came down to a rainbow of colors and different expressions and different sayings and whatever, ultimately they were unsatisfied with their choice, even though they got the choice. So what's happening with women today is they have all the choices. They have all the options, and they choose to chase after the guys that really don't want them, the guys that have other options, the guys that'll just use them and toss them away because they're, the best of the best type guys, the top 10 or 20 percenters. And then but they have the choice of dating those men, or they have the choice of dating kind of your average everyday guys that probably bring as much to the table as she does. And so she chooses these good guys, these amazing guys, time after time. It never works out for her. Then she maybe gets married or chooses somebody that will take her when she's 30 or 35, gets married to him, and then she's not happy with that choice. And ultimately, they're not happy with anything. That's what Paulina Porizkova did. Before we get to it, here's some of the insanity that I'm talking about. Let me adjust the volume on this because I don't want to blow your eardrums out. Here's a gal who is, well, for some of you guys, you might find yourself lucky to date a girl like this. Why? Because not only does she have a bubble butt in the back, but she has a bubble butt in the front. You get 4 cheeks for the price of none. So here's a guy that's kind of interviewing her. I just want to hear, I want you to hear the craziness of this.
How short is too short in a guy?
I like tall boys, so you got to be at least 6'5".
6'5"?
Yeah.
Okay, how tall?
She likes tall boys. You got to be 6'5". Now, over 6 foot is like 15% of the population. Over 6'5", you're talking about a 1%er. Now, those of you that can see this, she is not a top 60%er or 70%er. She's a
Was she a great big fat person?
She's a big girl. And like she's big enough that she holds weight on her face and her forehead. That's all I'm saying. Now, again, if somebody's just heavy like this, like I'm not going to make fun of them. But when they think that they're God's gift to everything, it's time to make fun of them. So anyone shorter than 6'5" is too short for her.
How tall are you?
5'10".
5'10"? Okay, how tall do you think I am?
We're like the same height, but the braids make you look a little shorter.
The braids make me look shorter?
Yeah.
Now, you guys are looking at this picture as well as I am. He is probably 4 or 5 inches taller than she is. Like he's probably, if she's like legit 5'10", he's probably 6'2" or 6'3". And she says, we're the same height. Now, you guys are not visually impaired. You're looking at this as well as I can. He's 4 or 5 inches taller than her. She says they're the same height, but he looks shorter because of his braids hanging down. Like, again, this is the WTF emoji from Jackie Chan. Like, what? What? And again, she thinks she's going to be the selective one here.
Make me look shorter?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, so look, I'm gonna shoot my shot like I'm Devin Booker. Could I bag you?
Honey, do you know who I am? Google me. Do your research.
Do my research?
Google me right now.
You trying to do something strange for a piece of change? Cause there's something about you, girl.
I don't think you have enough money for me.
All right.
All right. Now, I did Google her. I did do a web search for her. I did find it. For those of you watching the video, you can see it. It's on Urban Dictionary. This kind of attitude where, again, she is not she is in a small percentage of physical desirability for men. Let me just put it that way. And the attitude, and he doesn't make enough money, and like this kind of attitude. This is why so many people are like, man, I'm out of this. So the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because, you know, a lot of guys, whether you're blown out by dates, whether you have a hard time, whether you've just given up on dating, a lot of guys, when you think about your past or like, what am I doing wrong? Look, man, here's the thing. A supermodel is now at 56 years old. She's alone and she feels invisible. And these are good stories because, again, it shows you that it has nothing to do with you. The reason you're not able to find somebody, the reason that you're not successful in dating, now, yeah, maybe you've got some things that you can improve upon. We all do. So I'm not giving you a free pass. Like you can't walk around looking like a Joey bag of donuts and not taking care of yourself and not getting your life together and say, well, sour grapes, it's not me. Yeah, there may be some things you need to improve about yourself. But these women's standards are so high that they're driving up to the wall, they're climbing over the wall, they're continuing to drive on, and then they're looking around saying, well, this is not fair. That's literally what Paulina Porizkova is saying. This isn't fair. We need to change the rules because people are not finding me attractive anymore and they don't want to be with me. This isn't fair. We need to change this society. Can you imagine if Elon Musk lost all his money and became literally homeless, and then he said, guys, this isn't fair. I still deserve my private jets and my companies, and I still deserve beautiful women hitting on me, and I deserve having all my fancy sports cars. I deserve this. Well, everybody'd say, you're crazy, man. You don't, just because you think you want something doesn't mean you deserve it. Well, that's how she feels. And again, a lot of women are feeling like this. The women in 20, 30, 40, a lot of women are feeling entitled like this. Paulina Porizkova feels invisible at 56, even though she's a supermodel. Tough. That's the answer to that. Tough. Biology and science and the world is not fair. Welcome to being a man. She says, I try to flirt with guys and they will just walk away from me mid-sentence. Yeah. As her life goes on, Paula Porizkova has been consistently outspoken about aging and about the way our society becomes even more unfair to women as they get older. And in the new interview with The Times, the supermodel shares more of her thoughts and personal experience, including how aging has affected the way people interact with her. At 56, Porizkova says she feels invisible when interacting with men in particular, even though she herself feels confident and sexier than ever. Okay, you know something? I feel on the inside, I feel like a millionaire. People should respect me and love me as if I were a millionaire, because maybe at one point years ago I was a millionaire. So people, you can't stop. I mean, this is ageism. This is moneyism. This is financeism. Because you don't treat me like you used to when I was rich. Well, that's the same argument these women are making. They said, hey, I had my youth and my beauty, and I threw it all away. But now that I don't have that anymore, you need to treat me like I'm still beautiful, like I'm still an attractive woman because of my reasons. She says her confidence is evident by the provocative photos she posts on her Instagram account, which, to her, are making a clear point about how our culture views older women in comparison to younger women. Yes, it's called no duh. That is the official term for that. No duh. In the interview, Porizkova also says she wishes women could come together to fight against ageism. But at the same time, she understands why some women undergo procedures to make themselves appear younger because we aren't at that point yet. Do you notice something, guys? When things don't go a woman's way, it's society's fault. It's your fault. It's men's fault. It's everybody's fault but themselves. What happens when men have problems? The only person they get to blame it on is themselves. I lost my job. Okay, we'll get another one. I can't find another one. Sucks to be you. Well, it's because of ageism. It's because of sexism when they interview me. It's because of my problems. That doesn't fly. But the minute a woman doesn't get something she wants or thinks she deserves, it's not her problem. She didn't do anything wrong. At 56, she didn't, fail on finding the right guy. No, it's society's fault. We need to fix society. This, again, is narcissism. And this is the problem. This is the weak men, bad times portion of our lives. Because people let society get away with talking this crap. Well, it's not fair, so this person said something that hurt my feelings. You know what I was told as a kid? Sticks and stones can break your bones, but words can never hurt you. Deal with it. Now, what is it today? This person said something that hurt my feelings. Well, we need to stop them from talking about bad speech. We need to stop them from saying those things. It is a quick societal decline when everybody starts thinking like this, but this is where we are. They need to fight against ageism. Why? Well, because I'm old now, you see. So we need to make the world change to fit my view of things because I'm old. Now, was she in this fight? Was she fighting for ageism when she was 23 or 25 and every male on the planet probably wanted to be with her? Well, of course not. She didn't care. Why? Because it wasn't her problem. In the Times interview, Porizkova explained that when she goes to parties, she's ignored by men, even though she's interested in flirting and putting herself out there as a single woman. Well, who cares what she wants? Don't we hear that all the time, guys? Who cares what you want? It's about what you bring to society. It's about what you provide to the relationship. Other than that, we don't care. Society doesn't care what men wants. What she's finding out now is what it's like to live without privilege. She's finding out what it's like to live as a normal person, and she cannot handle that. Just because she's interested in flirting and putting herself out there, she thinks, hey, this isn't fair. Well, what about young men that say, I'm interested in flirting, I'm interested in dating? Well, we don't care. You're invisible to us. So what Paulina is actually going through, you could say she's now going through what all men do at the age of 15 to the grave, which is, hey, I'd like to date, I'd like to be out there, and society says you're invisible to me because you're not tall enough or dark enough or handsome enough or make enough money or whatever. You're invisible to me. So she's just finding out what it's like to be a guy now. They say, nobody believes me unless they see it, she told the publication. My girlfriends thought I was joking at first. Now they've all witnessed it. Because your girlfriends are being nice to you. Or your girlfriends are of the same age group. She continued, I'm now completely invisible. I walk into a party. I try to flirt with guys and they just walk away from me mid-sentence to pursue someone 20 years younger. I'm very single. I'm dressed up. I've made an effort. Nothing. Again, congratulations. This is how men feel. I'm very single. I'm dressed up. I made an effort. Nothing. I think that's just a vast majority of the guys on this channel. But none of you guys are saying we need to change society. People need to be attracted to shorter men or bald guys or heavier set guys or guys that are poor, that have less money. I haven't seen any petitions or any news stories about you guys in the news saying that, well, women just need to find shorter bald guys attractive. We need to change this in society today. No, we say, it is what it is, moving on. But because she's not getting what she wants, you need to change. Society needs to change. She says realizing this was happening made her feel bad about herself. Oh, really?
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
Oh, shocking. How do you think, again, men feel? Just your average, everyday guy. Yeah, it makes them feel pretty bad about themselves. She says, like the boiled frog, you don't know until you're gone. It was around the same time my marriage fell apart. My husband was no longer interested in me, and I started looking around. I realized I was invisible to the population at large. It made me feel really terrible about myself. Porizkova married late the Cars singer Rick Okasek in 1989, and they separated in 2017. She has since made the headlines for a brief relationship with writer-director Aaron Sorkinson. Now, let me put a pause here. We know between 60 and 80% of marriages end because the women end it. The women file for divorce. She said, we're in a society set up for women who look like girls. That shouldn't be okay with us. We need a collective movement to fight ageism, but it requires a bending of the sisterhood, which just hasn't happened. Of course not, because the only time the bending of the sisterhood is going to happen is when people realize that it's too late. Like before it gets too late, they don't realize it. They don't know. They go, I'm young and I'm beautiful. Look at the stories I've done. I'm young and I'm beautiful. I don't need to change. My son's friends want to bag me. So why would she change? No one young is going to change. That's the whole point of it. And look, like here's her Instagram. For a 56-year-old woman, I think she's good looking for a 56-year-old woman. They had a photo of her like, well, they blurred it out. I guess I can show this one. Or maybe it doesn't want to pull up. Okay, so this is her now. She looks good. Like, that's extremely good looking for 56. What's she complaining about? Well, what she's complaining about is she's not getting the attention she once did. You know? I mean, yeah, she's got crow lines and stuff, but she's still a beautiful woman. And again, you guys can be like, oh, she's over the wall, dude. She's wrinkly and old. Take into account some of the crazy, like purple-haired, piercing, split tongue, tattooed eyeballs. Like, she's got a pretty smile. She's got beautiful eyes. Yeah, she's got wrinkles. She's 56 years old. But a guy at her age range of 55 to 60 years old, there's lots of them I know that would love to take out a woman that looks like that. But that's not what she wants. That's not what she wants. All right, let's do a dating profile of the day. All righty then. So this gal is 49 years old. Now, she's out here running. She's out here jogging, and she looks like she's got semi-athletic legs. I don't have the rest of the photo because whoever took the screenshot of this had to scroll up to get her bio in there. But she's 49 years old. She says, big up, only for rich men. Oh, shocking. Only for rich men. 49 years old, only for rich men. Now, see, when all of a sudden they're invisible and nobody wants them, they're going to blame society. But here she's out only for rich men. Okay. Why is it that when a guy says, I only want young and perky and petite and svelte, he's shamed, but when a woman comes out and goes, well, I'm 50, but I want a rich guy, that's okay. No, sorry. She says, no isms or ists, no macho man, no sexist, no male chauvinist, misogynist, blah, blah, blah. No isms or phobics or no fat phobia, no age phobic. Oh, no age phobic. Why? Is that because you're 49? But you notice something. If you say my preference is 25, not 49, she calls you a name. She says you're age phobic. That's just a preference. Now, could I say to her, well, you only want rich men. You're broke phobic. You're poor phobic. It's the same thing. She wants a guy with money, but how dare you judge her on her age? And these women will say, well, but I can't do anything about my age. Hey, a lot of guys can't do much about their income, especially if they've been married and divorced. She says no military, no police, no judges, no traffics. Well, I can't say that word. No PIMP, please. Peace. Look, this is the thing, right? This is the thing. You're 49. You had from the age, I don't know what the legality is in her country, 16, 18, 19, whatever it is. You've had 31 years from the age of 18 to secure your bag, to find the right guy, to get it together. And what these women do is maybe they do, and then they decide he's not remember, paradox of choice. I'm 33, I've chosen my man, but there's 50 other guys out there that want to sleep with me. They want to be with me. So I'm going to dump what I have, and I'm going to re-choose. Nah, that didn't work out quite right, because I want a guy hung like Tommy, a guy that has a bank bag of Ted. I want a guy that's tall like Bob. I want a guy that can cook like whatever. I want a guy with a fancy car like Jason. And the paradox of choice. And no matter what choice they make, they feel it's the wrong one. And so they wander through life making bad choice or maybe good choice, but throwing it away, choice after choice after choice, until they get to the end. And then they say, nobody wants to let me choose anymore. I don't have any more options left. Society, you must change. You must change for me. Because I couldn't make up my mind. I want to be able to choose until the grave. Choosing until I'm 50 wasn't good enough. And what they're unhappy about is guys are choosing younger women. The guys that they want are choosing younger women. The guys that they want are choosing slimmer women or women that are not hung up on their past or have the baggage or have the kids. Well, guess what? Guys would love it if women didn't select us for our money. We'd like it if women didn't select us for our height or our looks or our weight or how great a head of hair we have. And I use that as an example just because I'm a bald dude. I actually love being bald. I would not. There's a little hair left up here, but me personally, it's easy. I wash from my chin to my shoulders. It's very easy maintenance. But there's a lot of women out there that have preferences, right? Well, men would like them to, well, just ignore all your preferences. Choose me anyway. That's not how the world works. And so when these women say, well, you don't be ageist, you need to respect and love and choose me because of my age or set aside my age, and men say, no, the world doesn't work like that. It's not fair. Men are invisible until they make something out of themselves or they grow into maybe some muscles and some success and being popular and having a good personality. Until that happens, men are invisible. Women, on the other hand, have everything. And then they slowly lose it over time until they're invisible. It's the x-axis. Men start low and have to work their way up, and some can only work up so high. Women start high and over time age out and go low. Somewhere in that cross, men equal to women kind of thing, that's where they need to, hey, warning bells, guys. Like that's really where women need to latch on. Then she can keep, riding his success up and up and up while he's now tied down to a woman who's beauty. But again, when love, true love, when you really like somebody, when you really enjoy this person, they're the mother to your kids, you love them, they bring something very special to your relationship. That's why my mom and dad were happy together for 55 years, even though my mother aged and even though she got gray hair and things sag over time. My dad loved her more than anything in the world because of everything she brought besides her beauty, besides her looks. But the shallow women today only bring looks and beauty. That's all, and most of the time. Or they may bring a big paycheck, but none of that's ever going to be part of the guys. So they bring all this to the table, and guys are like, all I care about your youth and your beauty. And when you lose that, because all you're bringing is the youth and the beauty. So when you've lost that, now you bring nothing, and I'm out. And now they're mad. Guys, if you'd like to support my work, links are below as always. If you have, thank you very much. Best way you can support me is like, comment, share, subscribe, and join me over on betterbachelor.locals.com. We'll see you in the next one.